Hey, what's up, guys? It's Randall from OddsJam back with you today to do some more positive EV betting. Hopefully, we can find some value out there today. We've been doing some site upgrades for those of you that are tuning in. We had a few issues this morning, but can assure you all of these upgrades are going to eventually help make you more money. So just be patient with us there as we continue to work through all of those bugs. Also, just want to point out, if you're tuning into this stream when you get done or when the stream's over, Steve and I just posted our golf video for this week, the Genesis Invitational, just to give you a recap of what we did last week. Little over 13 units at the Waste Management Phoenix Open. We had Scotty Scheffler ended up hitting that 24-1. And then we had some derivatives that cashed as well. Went 6-2-1 on those. So looking to have a solid week again with the Genesis Invitational. So just go check that video out. If you like golf, if you love to bet golf or love to play golf, whatever it is, absolutely. I love betting golf, love watching golf, love playing golf. So it's a lot of fun to sweat those out on Sunday afternoons, especially if you have some guys that are in contention. So we'll go ahead and share my screen. The bet tracker is now fully functional as far as grading goes. You can see last night, I did not grade these. These were graded for me. Indiana totally pissed down both legs. Love that play. I think they were up 50-42 with about 11 minutes to go. Was feeling pretty good about that. And, they could not get the job done. Zero flow offensively to end that game. Not sure what was going on there. Not sure what Woodson had drawn up in timeouts or what they were even running offensively. But Indiana, our big play yesterday, doesn't get home. Loved it personally. It was plus EV. Probably should have bet it for the same amount, but no big deal. It's part of sports betting. Fordham +9 got home. That looked to be dead in the water. Ended up getting home there. Over 67.5. Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, rocking chair winner there. And then Florida +1. Mentioned it on air yesterday. I said you could take Florida +1 or you could take the money line. And I took the +1 because I told you yesterday, I've watched way too many college basketball games and it landed on one. Excuse me. It landed one. So Florida loses by 1 if you took the money line, loser. If you took the +1, you got the refund. So, 2-1 night, but ultimately a losing night because of the Indiana bet. But regardless, again, betting smaller amounts, showing you that you can be profitable. I guess we're going on week 6 of this. And again, I'm only betting a few plays on the stream. It's not like I'm betting 7 to 8 games like I am doing whenever I'm not on air. So, make sure you're on this page, checking it frequently. Make sure that you are, like I said, checking these odds. Make sure you have multiple sports books. If you don't have multiple sports books, you are doing yourself a huge disservice. If you're saying, I have no idea what sports books are in my state, description below, links below for all of the sports books that you can sign up and take advantage of. So just looking here to see where the value is. We'll go ahead and refresh this one more time. I do have Kenny's ratings today, so I can take a look at those. We can compare some things with that. I know some of you guys really appreciate that. Again, I say it every day, probably sound like a broken record, but it's not required. You don't have to, you don't have to have these ratings. You don't have to be a handicapper to use this positive EV page to be successful. I showed you last night me liking Indiana and betting more on it. Didn't work out. So it's going to happen. You have to be patient. You have to understand that there are going to be winning and losing days. And as Alex always says, you don't just go through here and bet every single play. You need to do a little bit of looking into it. And by that, I don't mean going to ESPN or whatever and seeing who they've played, how they've played, all of that, but just simply looking here and comparing odds, seeing, is George Washington plus 140 a huge outlier? I guess here in Illinois, it is plus 130 on FanDuel, plus 135 on PointsBet. But what I prefer to do is take a look and compare some other books. So, Fox Bet's only giving you plus 120, BetMGM plus 135. So it does seem to be a little bit of value there. So that's kind of what I'm talking about when I'm saying looking into them a little bit more than just blindly going through. So real quick here, I'll hop back over to Illinois here in just a second, but this is a very good value play, it appears. Winthrop Gardner Webb, you've got a 20-cent difference here in the market with. You might be saying, what are you talking about? So what I'm talking about is the difference in the OddsJam perfect line. So minus 141 plus 121. That's a 20-cent difference. So you take the favorite, you subtract the underdog or the one with the plus, and you get 20 cents. Say, okay, Randall, now what? I have two negatives. What do I do? You simply just add the ones and the tens column. So this would be 21 cents of market width. So that's how you calculate market width. All right. So let's go ahead and let's take a look and see what Kenny has to say about Winthrop. And again, I like to use his ratings, especially for these smaller market games, simply because they are smaller market. Why in the hold on? All right, this is pissing me off. All right, hold on. I want to open this in Google Sheets. I want to be able to search this, and for some reason, it's not bringing up the proper search. All right, here we go. So Winthrop, here we go. So Kenny makes that a 5-point game. He has Gardner Webb -5. So again, do not have to have this to be successful, but if you want to kind of look at those smaller market games, you can see that one has already moved. So we were slow there anyway if we wanted to bet it. Colgate and Army, Colgate -6.5. Again, we can just take a look and see. He makes Colgate -9.5. So again, smaller market game. Kenny, for those of you that don't know, is a former odds maker. He's done some videos on our YouTube channel. I would be betting this right now. 23-cent difference here in the market with Colgate -6.5. Clearly value to the OddsJam perfect line. If you wanted to check ESPN, you can do that as well. Again, not required, just something that I like to do on these smaller market games. So Colgate is -6 on ESPN. Kenny makes them 9.5. You can take a look. What do the other books have? All right. -6.5, -120, -125. Look, all of these other books are 7, 7.5, -110. You're getting a full point for the same odds as what you would have to lay over at DraftKings, over at FanDuel. This is a great bet. Colgate -6.5. If you can bet it -110, bet it. It's a great bet. It fits the market with, and it fits other things that I look for as well. So let's hop over here to Illinois. I want to actually place some bets rather than just give bets to you guys. But I'll definitely give you some bets along the way as we are going through here. So George Washington and the Dukes from Duquesne. So we can check that game. We can see Kenny makes this basically a pick. It's at Duquesne. George Washington is atrocious, but nonetheless, ESPN makes it about a 3-point game. Kenny has it a pick. They split last year at home. So, this bet has some value. George Washington on the money line. little over 4% profit margin. So we are going to bet this. So let's go ahead and log in. And let's see if George Washington is still plus 140 on the money line. If so, we will bet that and we will add it to our bet tracker. Not a very good slate of college basketball tonight. Some pretty good games last night. The George Washington plus 140. So we're going to throw 20 on that. Again, betting smaller amounts to show you can be profitable. DraftKings 20. So we'll save. Let's see here. Looks like Minnesota and the Raptors plus 3.5. I'm not really sure. This is a plus EV play, but I'm not sure why the juice is so much on the Raptors here. Or I'm sorry, on the Timberwolves. So I guess that's why. So it looks like plus 2.5, plus 3.5, minus 125. It's minus 146 over on the OddsJam perfect line. I'm probably going to pass on this. You're getting a point in the NBA, which I think is much less value than, say, college basketball. I mean, NBA, you see a lot of blowouts. But I guess the Timberwolves plus 3.5, minus 125. I mean, we'll take a look and see what the other states have, what the other books have. Not really a big fan of laying that much juice with that particular play. You can see here, looks like we are experiencing some loading issues again, trying to push these site upgrades to make it better for you. As a sports bettor, understand it can be frustrating at times, but be patient with us. I can assure you that it is going to be worth it in the end. So we'll just let this load here for a second. We did get one play in. I'm going to go ahead and just see what DraftKings has to offer today. As far as promos go, it looks like an NBA same game parlay profit boost up to 100%. We did, let's see here. All right, looks like, yeah. So site's down, no big deal. If you want to leave, I'm going to just be going through these sports books, trying to find some promos. I'll probably do a little college basketball talk. Love college basketball, so can talk about that all day if you have any interest in that. So we did this yesterday. It's this risk-free soccer parlay on FanDuel, and everything hit except for one leg. I showed you guys this bet yesterday. Pretty unfortunate. The goal, we got the goal scorer, but I think the over/under corners. I think it was Manchester United. I don't even remember who I bet. I don't know. I guess it was Manchester City. I didn't even go back and look. Corners, unbelievable. So I know nothing about soccer, but looks like 6 corners. We had over 8.5. The other one that I was looking at was shots on target. I think Manchester was over 5.5. So, I mean, right on the money there. And it looked like our guy, the Sterling that I picked, he was the last goal scorer in that game. So that kind of sucked. That would have been a nice little hit there on a total risk-free parlay. If you haven't done it, again, take advantage of it. I didn't know anything about soccer. Just went through, picked some random stuff, and tried to hit a lottery ticket. I know all of you probably, maybe not all of you, but some of you probably play lottery tickets. The best thing about this is if it loses, you get your money back. Whereas in the lottery, the gas stations, convenience stores, or rather for me, the state of Illinois says thank you for your donation. So let's go ahead and opt into this same game parlay. Let's just see what is going on there. Just try to see if this is back working. It doesn't look like it is, so no big deal. So you get a profit boost up to 100%, 10, 25, 50, or 100. So let's just wait and see. Eventually, this bell should tell us we received a 100% same game parlay profit boost. So that's awesome. So we'll go ahead and clear this. Looks like from messages that I'm receiving, pushing this fix to get this website back up and running here very, very briefly. So maybe we'll have a chance on the stream. Maybe not. But, I mean, same game parlay here. I mean, it's a 100%. So what I'll probably do is once we're back up and running, I'll go find a bet and I'll compare it to the OddsJam perfect line. So, I mean, Celtics maybe on the money line and maybe over 202.5. Maybe that's a good bet. I have no idea. Doesn't look like, let me see. I don't even know what the terms are on that. Clearly, there are definitely some terms and conditions. Let's see. Max $50 bet. Oh, okay. It has to be 3 legs, so no big deal. We'll just go back to this. And so what I'll do is I'll come here and I'll find, we'll just look and see some value. I mean, I may just take the Celtics on the money line if there's some value with the OddsJam perfect line. Might take the Bulls, might take the Grizz, who knows. But anyway, what you can do is you can just build this then. You can build it out. I mean, there's no set odds, it doesn't look like. So, I mean, you can pretty well do whatever you want when it comes to this. So what you might do is just compare, what these numbers are. So Horford under 1.5 threes is minus 210. So maybe you turn this same game parlay feature on threes. Well, it looks like you can just do number of threes made. But anyway, I mean, you can build this out however you want. I mean, it can be a ton of juice if you want to just try to pick up some cheap money, or if you want to, looks like I got a 25% on a profit boost as well. Looks like pre-match NBA. So use the 100%, it takes from minus 135 to plus 148. So, I mean, if you're confident that the Celtics are going to win and that it goes under and Horford gets over 5.5 rebounds, maybe you bet this for $50. I have no idea. I need to go into OddsJam on the odds page and look at that. I mean, you can see Horford's rebound total is 8.5. So, maybe 5.5 is a good number. Again, no idea, just something that I will have to go and build here in just a little bit if the site gets back up and running. So actually it looks like maybe we are, maybe not. Let's see. Or at least it looked like the odds page was up. Maybe not. All right. Well, scratch that then for now. So FanDuel, take advantage of that promo. It doesn't look like they have anything going on tonight. It looks like $10 TNT Thursdays will be back. We'll hit that tomorrow. We'll build a plus EV parlay. We haven't had any luck cashing one of those, but doesn't matter. Risk-free. Definitely worth taking a shot. So let's see. College basketball, just take a look here. Just kind of go through the schedule. See what's out there tonight as far as games go that are maybe interesting. I'll tell you one game that I do have my eye on. Not sure if there's any value plus EV wise, but I mean, LSU minus 16. Georgia's atrocious. LSU have been drawn to them several times this year, been burned several times, but I mean, this should be a blowout. I think it's down to 15.5 on DraftKings, actually. Probably will look to bet this. Did have LSU on Saturday night. Got burned there because they took their foot off the gas in the second half. We're up like 16 at halftime and couldn't cover 5.5. So that was frustrating. Texas Tech Baylor. This game is pretty interesting. Texas Tech actually beat Baylor the last time they played this year. Texas Tech also has Texas on deck. So could see a potential look-ahead spot here, although Texas Tech actually beat Texas whenever they played them at home. So maybe more of a look-ahead for Texas, which Texas just played last night against Oklahoma. So they got past that game. And some games that I'm looking at on Saturday. It's one thing in college basketball I like to do. Always like to look ahead. Always like to see what's on the horizon, where the value could potentially be, on a Saturday. So, I mean, just looking here at some of these top 25 matchups that kind of catch my eye. Again, Texas Tech, Texas. I mean, I will be all over Texas in this game on Saturday. Huge revenge spot. Chris Beard obviously is with Texas now. They went to Texas Tech, never had a chance. Pretty loud crowd in that game. Let Beard know what they felt about him. I think Texas will come ready to play in this game and will avenge that loss to Texas Tech earlier this year, just a couple of weeks ago, actually. Auburn, Florida. Again, this damn Florida team. I'll probably find myself on Florida, unfortunately. Kentucky, Bama. I mean, Kentucky off the bad loss against Tennessee last night. They did beat Alabama at Alabama. We'll be curious to see what Bama does tonight. Again, another potential look-ahead spot for Alabama. Arkansas, Tennessee, another game I will be looking at. Will probably be on Arkansas. I definitely won't be on Tennessee, but I'll probably be on Arkansas in this game. Tennessee off the big win against Kentucky. On the road, Tennessee, totally different road team than they are as a home team. So those are just some games there on Saturday that kind of piqued my interest. Haven't really looked ahead to Sunday yet. Doesn't really look like a whole lot. Providence, Butler, if Butler was any better than they were this year, might actually consider going over and watching that game, but Butler's not very good this year, so probably stay home and save my time. So yeah, I mean, college basketball is just about over. I mean, we're heading into conference tournaments. I believe they start for some of these schools on the 28th of March. Let's see if it's So the Northeast Conference, the NEC, that will be kicking off. So conference tournaments are going to be underway in less than 2 weeks. Absolutely love this time of the year coming up in college basketball. Very, very exciting. Teams fighting for their lives to make the to make the big dance. Tuesday, it looks like a full-on slate of college basketball there on March 1st. I can tell you down here in my office, we will have TVs on and we will be following these games. It looks like we're still not loading, so no big deal. We'll probably wrap this stream up here in just a second. Hop back over here to DraftKings and just see if there's anything else as far as promos go. So we've got the daily bet and get, the VIP Champions League, same game parlay profit boost pack. If you want to use that, you can get a profit boost on that as well. So let's just see. We'll take a look at Caesars. I obviously can't use it, but we'll just take a look, see what Caesars is offering. It looks like Yeah, pretty small selection here, although earn more when your team beats the spread. So Nets Knicks looks like you win. You receive a free bet equal to $5 for every point your team covers the spread by. So let's see what that line is. Since we're not able to currently, looks like Knicks -4.5. So I guess if the Knicks win that game by 11, you would get a $35 free bet. So I mean, that's a pretty good. It's a pretty good promo there. I mean, I guess if you wanted to take the Nets and they won the game by 10, you would definitely get much more on that because they're obviously underdogs. So maybe take a look at that, see if you can find a plus EV play in that particular game. Looks like that game's on ESPN. So that's an option as well over at Caesars. If you don't have Caesars Sportsbook, I would strongly encourage getting it. The one we have in Illinois is not even close to the one in the other states. This Caesars is absolutely phenomenal. Again, take advantage, sign up with the link below in the description. You can also, once you bet $50 in real money, you get a $250 Uber Eats card. So essentially, if I were you, say you don't have Caesars, I would do this right here. I would go and deposit, or I would click the link below. I would sign up. I would bet $50 on the Nets and Knicks game. I would get $50 in Uber Eats cards, and I would also get $300 in free bets. So essentially, I have an opportunity to get $75 here on this promo, potentially $250 in a gift card, and $300 in free bets. So, I mean, you're essentially getting $625 worth of free shit. So if you don't have Caesars, get Caesars right now. Click the link below. Take advantage of that sign-up offer. So looks like the site's still down. Not going to continue rambling on. Probably very boring for some of you, but I could go on all day about college basketball, whatever the case is. But as always, if you have questions, email me, Randall@oddsjam.com. DM me on Twitter @RandallKBets. Again, be sure if you haven't, hop over to OddsJam. Once we get this site back up and running here very soon, hop over there, sign up for the bet tracker, track your bets for free. You don't even have to have an account. We'll grade your bets for you. When you leave this live stream, head over to our YouTube channel, check out our Genesis Invitational that Steve and I did. I'll just show you one guy here real quick that we think has some value this week. Jordan Spieth, 46-1, is a guy that Steve and I believe has some value. So not the only guy. We've got some other guys out there with a lot of value. And then we have our top 10s, top 20s, and top 40s. So not going to show you all of those, but head over there, watch that video, find some profitable golf bets this week, and let's make some money. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.